Well, hello. We are back. And we're going to talk a little bit now of how you can sort of prevent yourself from getting to the point of burnout. Okay. And like I mentioned in the previous video, burnout is not a medical condition, so you do not get diagnosed with burnout. But burnout is a real thing. It is like a warning sign that on your vehicle's console, when you run out of fuel, there's a little light that pops up and says it's time to refuel. Burnout is sort of that for you. And then just why doctors, it's not that doctors don't diagnose you with burnout, but let's just make it easy in the sense that for us to know what burnout is, it's almost like when you go to the doctor and you say you have been sneezing and you've got a bit of a snotty nose, a runny nose, then the doctor will not say that, okay, you've got a runny nose on the paper when he writes anything for a sick note. He would say that you have got influenza, or he will write medical condition. Just that same principle is how burnout is seen. It's more a symptom, not really a condition. Okay, so it's for us, we can see it as a warning sign for us to really make adjustments to life, to our way of feeling, a way of making sure that we are able to address something before it gets to the bad and the ugly part of mental health. So the main thing is we need to understand that the sooner you can stop and close that door, the easier it would be to make sure that nothing else comes through and that you don't end in the bad and the ugly part of mental health problems. So it's very important that we do try and do something in our life in order for us to make sure that we don't quite get to that point where life just feels like it's got no more meaning. Okay, and that's exactly what burnout is. I like to explain it to my clients also. It's like a candle. If you put wicks all over in the candle and you light them all at once, it's gonna be one melted mess. So you actually do start feeling in life like you are just one big mess. You start getting all crazy in the sense that you don't always get up to everything. You find that you just don't have enough wick left to burn for the day. You just can't get to everything. You're all over and being a hot mess. It is quite like that. So we want to do a few things, and for me, the three things that's really helped me make sure that I don't get to that point again, because your burnout is what leads to the bad things, like I've mentioned a few times. So it's important for us to make sure that we do implement something in our life in order for us to just keep things in line. Okay. And I'll put the worst first, because I think a lot of people, when you mention you need to set boundaries, they tend to go into defensive mode and like, there's just stop the bus right there, we're not going further. I'm not doing that, I'm not cutting people out of our lives. But it's not a selfish thing to do. You need to understand that your health does affect your immediate family, meaning your husband and your children. Okay, and for the men that's watching this, exactly the same. If you don't look after your mental health, your wife and children will get the worst of it. Okay, so it's very important for us to make sure that we do address it as soon as possible. We need to make sure that we learn boundaries. Now, there's different boundaries, and I like to explain it in the sense that long ago, we used to have boundary walls around the house that was like maybe a meter high, and we could easily talk to our neighbors, and it was easy to talk. Some houses didn't even have boundaries. Right now, we are living a life where we just allow everybody and anybody to have a say into how you do things, what you're supposed to do. And I think that's also why a lot of mommies are struggling with postnatal depression and all those type of things, in the sense that you see all these things and you feel that I must just be this perfect person, and it's not reality. It's not reality. And it's time that we sort of look at these things and really shine a light onto it, like what is real and what is not. And each of us are different. Each of us have been brought up different. That's why my clients, I don't see you as just another one of my what can we say, it's not just a test subject, it's not just anything. We take everything into account and we build your future for what you need it to be, how your heaven on earth would look like. Because each and every one of us desires something different in life. For me, it would be nice just to have not a massive house, but to have our own house. For other people, they would like a 2-3 story house. For me, that just seems like a lot of work, but for other people it would be nice. For me, not so much. So some people would like a house in the countryside, some would like a house next to the seaside. We all differ, and that is how we need to make sure that the things we implement serves you as a person. It's not the there is no one size fits all when it comes to mental health, because we all have been through different things. So it's very important for me, so that we can start adjusting life for yourself, for you to actually be in a place that when you do implement things, we do it slowly, in the sense that it's small steps that creates big impact. It's important that we don't rush into anything. A lot of my clients do suffer from depression and anxiety. I've been there, done that, got a lot of t-shirts. I'm happy to say that I'm able to actually manage my depression now without any medication. I use a natural supplement. I know my warning signs. I know my triggers. I know how to put the things on and off. And I know when to just take rest, because sometimes we just need rest. Sometimes it's not a major issue. Sometimes it really just is that you are tired and you need rest. So boundaries is very important. It doesn't mean that you have to cut something completely out of your life or somebody. It means that you need to either put a small wall or 6-foot wall, maybe an 8-foot wall if needs be. But you need to know how much of an effect is this person having, or this workload. How much is whatever you are facing that is causing you to have an upside down life at the moment. What is causing it, and what can you do in order for it to be limited just a little bit? Sometimes just a little bit of limitations creates a massive result. Okay, regular exercise. Now, oh my word, a lot of my clients, when I tell them, listen, we're gonna move a bit, and when you are in the thick of depression, you don't even feel like getting out of bed. So for me to mention, let's go for an exercise, let's go for a walk, let's go for something, it's like you're looking at Kilimanjaro and it's like, I'm not gonna be able to do this. Like, you just feel like you cannot do anything. For somebody that don't know what depression is, it's a mixture of running into a concrete wall and feeling like you just woke up with flu and you don't know where it came from. It's an unexplainable thing, a condition. It's an unexplainable feeling. And the more we learn how to manage it, the easier it becomes and the less it affects our life. Okay, anxieties is just that. It is just, we have allowed fear to tell us that this is really going to happen. And anxiety is a very real thing, and you feel completely stupid when a doctor tells you it was just an anxiety attack. When you on the receiving end feel like you were dying, that's anxiety. Okay, so it's not fun. None of these conditions are fun. but all of them are manageable. All of them are, in a way, overcomable. Even if that's a word, I don't even know if that's a word. But we do it, and we do it in a biblical way. So we go back, right back to what it used to be, how life used to be. We try and go back to a way that we make sure rest is important. We make sure that we're living a life that is good. We make sure that our body, mind, and soul is in harmony. I don't believe in balance, because mental health, there's no such thing as balance. So it's very important that you do get some movement, even if you just walk around your house, in your yard. Just walk around your house once or twice every morning. Just do something that feels like your body is moving, and we do it slowly. We don't go do an hour of exercise the first day. That's just being silly. We need to do small steps. Okay, so make sure that you've got regular exercise. Regular exercise creates more oxygen in the body. More oxygen has got lots of benefits, especially for our mind, clarity, and being able to just think clearly and do things and remember better. We need oxygen. Okay, and then the last thing is mindfulness and meditation. Now, some people don't believe in meditation when it comes to Christian faith, but there is a way of doing meditation, and it's still God-centered. I do meditate using the Bible, using worship music, using Christian meditations. Mindfulness, it sounds like a lot of work because it's mind, and it sounds like fullness. It's like you're just going to put a lot of stuff in your mind. But mindfulness is actually the opposite. You're actually clearing your mind. You're teaching your mind to let go. Okay, so this is a practice that takes lots of time. But once you master it, it is such a relief to have. It's such a nice reset button. Once you get used to how to do it, it's like you can literally put an on-off button onto whatever you're facing. So if you face this thing that used to create massive anxiety, it's like you've got a switch that you can just literally reset yourself. Okay, so I love mindfulness, and the techniques, there's so many techniques. It is literally a lot. It is all starting to become a big thing. A lot of people talk about mindfulness, a lot of people talk about meditation. All these things are very needed in a world where we are facing what they call the microwave lifestyle. It's all just quickly, we just press a button and everything is done and good and well. But in actual fact, we were not created to have a life like this. We were created to still make sure that family time is important. We need rest as human beings. We are not robots. You need your rest. It's very important. And adequate health, meaning you eat right, you exercise, you do learn to fill your cup. Okay, so that is about what I do to make sure that I don't end up in having my warning lights go haywire and then reactivating my depressions and anxieties and all the bad things. PTSD is a bad thing and it is a real thing. And when you do go around asking a few medics, if you ask them what usually was a reason for them to leave the medical field, the emergency medical field, a lot of them will mention that it might be an incident where they've lost a child, because children really they hit home, especially when you're parents. That was something that really triggered my PTSD very badly. So it is important that we do need to look at stress as well. So your burnout usually goes into chronic stress, which then triggers all the other things. So the next video we would be talking about stress and how stress affects our body. And there is so much studies going on with stress now. It's really interesting to see what is being um, discovered and what is being created in ways to resolve and try and reset things. And I think a lot of people have become aware now during COVID that it really isn't necessary for us to work such long hours in order to get results. Sometimes working a less hours gives you more results because um, you've got more oomph to do the work. People become more productive when they work less. Um, yeah, the studies that's going into that is very interesting. That's coming out now. So yeah, stress is a real thing, and it's something that we really need to address. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video, and please like and subscribe if you have not yet. And then also, if you would like to join my support group, I've got a Facebook support group. It is called Majestic Mental Wealth for Women, because my heart really is for the women of the household to really feel that she is the wealth of the house. When you are grounded and everything in your life is going a little bit easier, your husband and your children will be affected in a very positive way, and you will see that things in the household will start changing in a good way. So it is very important that the woman of the household is grounded and has access to her own wealth. Okay, so may you all have a lovely day further. Thank you very much for watching. And yeah, that's me, Des, your mental wealth medic for today. Bye now.